Hello, everybody. Today is the eighth class and the last time. The topic of today's lecture is subfield of linguistics. Subfield of linguistics. Since today is the last time, I brought some quizzes. Because it would be better to review rather than know new contents. So briefly talk about Korean linguistics. Last semester, we talked the purpose of creation, 훈민정음, and the two principles of imitation and add. Imitation and add. 상향과 가획. In detail, through the book of name of 훈민정음 해례본. Right? 훈민정음 해례본. 훈민정음 is the root of Korean linguistic and grammar theory. So, then let's start today's lecture and looking at a board. Let's go, guys. Okay, guys, please pay attention. Let's see the slide. Okay, let's talk about the roots of Korean linguistics. Koreans' interest in language in the past was a matter of notation or transcriptions. Interest in Korean notation began in an ancient Three Kingdoms period of Korea, 삼국시대. As a result of continuous efforts over a long period of time, Korean ultimately created an original and scientific character called 훈민정음. The creation of 훈민정음 by King Sejong was great meaning and significant, in that it raised the level of linguistics in Korean. Based on a systematic phonological theory, new consonants, vowels, and phonemes with a prosodic system were created. I must say 주시경, the person who laid the foundation for Korean linguistics. You know, 주시경, I told about him last semester. About 주시경 last semester, I showed you the Hangul Museum video, right? 주시경 is a representative Korean linguist who developed the study of Korean language in a modern way. He studied speech sounds and grammar to establish a theory to correct speech and writing, which is the fundamental basis of the nation's power and the spirit of the people. His research results are systematically studied in Korean grammar, 국어 문법 1910, and his original and rational theory laid the foundation for Korean language research. 주시경's theoretical research and practical spirit of Korean language has been handed down by Choi Hyun-bae and his students, and has reached the present day. Okay. And now let's solve quizzes on morphology and 4 quizzes and syntax together. Let's see the board. These are morphology quiz. Number 1, choose one that consists of one of the following morphemes. 다음 중 한 개의 형태소로 이루어진 것은. Let's read aloud. Number 1, 덧신, 먹었다, 드디어, 해바라기. Okay, everyone solve the quiz. Okay. What is the answer? What is the answer, guys? The correct answer is number 3, 드디어. 드디어. Let's take a look at why number 3 is the correct answer. Number 1, 덧신 can be divided into 덧 plus 신, right? Number 2, 먹었다 can be divided into 먹 plus 엇 플러스 다. Number 4, 해바라기 can be divided into 해 플러스 바 플러스 라 플러스 기. Right? But number 3, 드디어 cannot be divided anymore. 드디어 is a word made up of one morpheme. Is one morpheme. For reference, the part of speech of 드디어 is adverb. The synonyms of 드디어 are 마침내, 결국, 끝내, 끝끝내, 비로소. Okay, let's move on the next quiz, number 2 below. Which of the following is the compound word? 합성어에 해당되는 것은 compound word. Let's read aloud. 귀 먹다, 모양새, 밀리다, 중얼거리다. When we read number 1, 귀 먹다, 따. But when we write 귀 먹다, it's different, right? Okay, guys, solve the problem. Okay, what is the answer? What is the answer? Compound word. Okay, let's see. This question asks if you correctly distinguish between compound word and derivative words. 합성어, 파생어. Words are largely divided into single words, 단일어, and complex words, 복합어. And complex words are further divided into compound word, 합성어, and derivative words, 파생어. The compound word refers to the addition of root and root, 어근 더하기 어근, which are full morphemes, 실질 형태소. And the derivative word refers to a combination of a root that is a full morpheme and an affix, 접사 더하기 어근. A formal morpheme that has only a grammatical form without any real meaning. Affix are divided into prefix, 접두사, and suffix, 전미사, depending on whether they are added before or after again. So, what is the answer to this question? The correct answer is number 1. 귀 먹다, 귀 먹다. The word 귀 먹다 is a compound word by combining the each root to 귀 plus 먹다, 귀 plus 먹다. It's real morpheme, right? Full morpheme, 실질 형태소. Let's look at number 2, 모양새. 모양새. In the case of 모양새, the root to 모양 and the suffix 새, 접두사 were combined. Let's look at the number 3, word 밀리다. 밀리다 is a suffix with the root 밀 and 리, especially the passive suffix 피동 전미사. And 다 is added. So it is derivative words. 밀리다. Okay, the last. Let's look at the number 4. 중얼거리다. 중얼거리다. The word 중얼거리다 is combined as the root of 중얼 and the suffix of 거리. 거리. So among the above 4 words, the word that corresponds to a compound word becomes 귀 먹다. Right? Okay, I think you will no longer be confused, right, about compound words and derivative words. Let's look at the next page, number 3, quiz number 3. Choose a different part of speech of the underlined word. 밑줄 친 단어의 품사가 다른 것은 part of speech. Okay, let's read together. Number 1, 그는 졸음에 겨운 표정으로 앉아 있었다. Number 2, 저쪽에 멋지게 생긴 건물이 새로 들어섰다. Number 3, 지금은 남다른 능력을 가진 사람이 필요해. Number 4, 감히 나한테 새빨간 거짓말을 하다니. Very good. Okay, solve the quiz in 3 seconds. Okay, what is the answer? The answer is number 2. 저쪽에 멋지게 생긴 건물이 새로 들어섰다. Okay, let's see in detail. All other words are adjective in part of speech, right? All others are adjective. But only 2 times are verbs. Now, just let's read the underlined part again. Let's read. 겨운, 생긴, 남다른, 새빨간. Let's say the basic forms of these words. 겹다, 겨운, 겹다. 생긴, 생기다. 남다른, 남다르다. 새빨간, 새빨갛다. 새빨갛다. Let's examine the part of speech by looking at the meaning of each word. Number 1, what does 겹다 mean? 겹다? 겹다 has 3 main meanings. One is excessive degree or amount is difficult to endure or keep someone's temper. Keep someone's temper. The other one meaning to be late because the time has passed or it is inclined. Look at the meaning. That it is a word that expresses an emotion or a certain condition or situation. So, 겹다. 겹다 is an adjective, right? Skip step number 2. And see first number 3. 지금은 남다른 능력을 가진 사람이 필요해. Number 3 is also 남다른 is an adjective. Why? Let's look at the meaning of 남다르다. 남다르다. 남다르다 is an adjective with the meaning of extraordinary, unusually, different from ordinary people. 남다르다. Synonyms are 유별나다, 색다르다, 특이하다. Then you know that 새빨간, number 4, is an adjective. Also adjective, 새빨갛다. And the suffix 새 means very, meaning more rather than 새빨갛다. That is 아주 빨갛다, 새빨갛다. Then let's look at the basic form of the number 2, 생긴, 생기다. 생기다 has 4 main meanings. When we say 구멍이 생기다, there is the first meaning of something becomes new. The second is 집이 생기다. When we say 집이 생기다, 차가 생기다, 돈이 생기다, it means that does not belonging to you becomes yours. Your car, your house, your money. And the third, when we say 사고가 생기다, 일이 생기다, it means something happens. And lastly, the first meaning is when we say 세모 모양으로 생기다, 강아지 모양으로 생기다, 강아지처럼 생기다, 고양이처럼 생기다. It means to be shaped by the shape of someone or something. As can be seen from the above meanings, we can see that the part of speech 생기다 is a verb. It's only verb among those. So the answer will be number 2, right? Okay, let's move on to the next. It's about morpheme quiz. Number 4. Number 4. Choose the correct pair of morphemes and words in the following example in order. 보기에서 쓰인 형태소와 단어의 수를 순서대로 올바르게 짝지은 것은 Let's read together. Examples. 아름다운 하늘을 마음껏 날 수 없어. Okay, at first, solve this quiz, guys, in 3 seconds. Okay, then, what is the answer? What is the answer? This quiz asks whether you can perfectly distinguish between morphemes and words. The point is distinguish morphemes and words. Let's distinguish between morphemes and words in this sentence of examples. First, let's break it down into larger unit, words. How many words are there in total in this sentence? 아름다운, 하늘, 을, 마음껏, 날 수 없어. There are a total of 7 words, right? Okay, then now let's break it down into morpheme units. There are a total of 12 morphemes. How can you divide it? 답, 하늘, 을, 마음, 껏, 날다, 날, 을 수 없어. 날다 is basic form of 날. So the answer is number 3. Number 3. Okay, because you already know all the concept of real morphemes, 실질 형태소, formal morphemes, 형식 형태소, independent morphemes, 자립 형태소, and dependent morphemes, 독립 형태소. You all know about these terms and concepts, right? Okay, then I will skip the detailed explanation. Now let's solve the quiz 4 related to syntax. Syntax, 통사로. Let's move on to the next page. Please pay attention. Everyone, keep going. Look at the quiz number 5. Which of the underlying parts of the following presentation is not the main component of the sentence? 제시문의 밑줄 친 부분 중 문장의 주성분, main components, 주성분이 아닌 것은 Let's read. First, 과제를 마치려고 바쁘게 굴더니 몸이 파김치가 되었다. Very good. Okay, first, solve this quiz in 5 seconds, guys. Okay, what is the answer of this quiz? The correct answer from number to 4, answer is number 2. 바쁘게, 바쁘게. Why? Now, which part of speech is the main component of a sentence? What is main component? Subject, object, complement, and predicate, right? 주어, 목적어, 보어, 서술어. So, what are the subcomponents? 부속 성분. What is subcomponent? Yes, it can be an adjective or an adverb, right? Look at this. Number 1, 과제를. 과제를 is the object, right? So, it is the main component of sentence. You can find out the number 3, 파김치가. 파김치가. Through the subject case marker 가, 주격조사 가, which indicates the components of the subject, right? 파김치가. It becomes the predicate, which is the main components of the sentence. Number 4, 되었다. 되었다. Predicate. So only the adverb of number 2, 바쁘게, 부사, 바쁘게, is the subcomponents of the sentence, right? So number 2 would be the right answer. Okay, then let's look at the next quiz below, number 6. Number 6. Okay, let's see together. Choose the sentence element that appears most frequently in example from the following. 보기에 가장 많이 나타나는 문장 성분. 문장 성분은 sentence elements. Okay, let's read the first examples. 여기는 아주 맛있는 울릉도 호박엿이 많아요. And then 누나의 그 얼굴이 오늘도 자꾸 떠올라요. Okay, first solve the quiz, guys, in 5 seconds. Okay, then what is the answer, guys? Okay, let's take a look at the sentence together. Let's look at the composition of the first sentence. 여기는 아주 맛있는 울릉도 호박엿이 많아요. What is 여기는? 여기는. Yes, it is an adverb. Adverb. 아주, 아주 is also adverb. 부사. What are the ingredients of 맛있는? 맛있는. Yes, it's a adnominal. 관형사, 관형어. Usually when we say or write 은는, 을, 더니 is added, it is usually called an adnominal, right? 관형사. What about the word 울릉도? 울릉도. Yes, it's an adnominal. No, sorry, it's a noun, right? Noun. Because it modify the 호박엿. Sorry, people. It's also noun and adnominal. But in this sentence, it roles modify the 호박엿, right? And then it's the part of speech is adnominal, right? Adnominal. That of this sentence, finally, 많아요 becomes the predicate of this sentence, right? It's predicate part. In a sentence, there must be one subject and one predicate each. So let's look at in detail. Second sentence below. 누나의 그 얼굴이 오늘도 자꾸 떠올라요. What is the part of speech for 누나의 in this sentence? Yes, it's a 관형사, adnominal. Because next 얼굴이 will be the subject of it modify the 얼굴, right? 누나의 얼굴. And then 그 얼굴, that follows also modify the 얼굴이. So it becomes the also adnominal. Okay, 얼굴이 will be the subject of this sentence. Then 오늘도 becomes an adverb as a subcomponent rather than the main components of the sentence. And the following 자꾸 is also not an essential component, right? It's subcomponents of the sentence. So it may become an adverb. Finally, 떠올라요 becomes the predicate of this sentence. Now, what is the most common sentence components in which sentence? Of course, the subject and predicate appear once each in a sentence, so a total of 2 times. However, adnominal and adverb appeared more than 1 times. In the first sentence, there are 2 adverbs, right? And 2 adnominals and 2 adverbs. Also, in the second sentence, there are 2 adverbs and 2 adnominal. So, what's the answer? Number 3? Right, number 3. Okay. I'm sorry for students. The first sentence, 울릉도 when it written independently, it is noun. The part of speech, it is noun. But in this sentence, its role is modified, 호박엿, right? So its part of speech is adnominal. Okay? Let's see the next page. Okay, guys, let's see the number 7 quiz. Which of the following correctly indicates the underlined part of this sentence? 밑줄 친 부분의 문장 성분을 옳게 지적한 것은 Okay, first let's read aloud below. 가. 시간이 다 되어가네. 빨리 준비해. 나. 그래? 아직 밥도 못 먹었는데 큰일 났네. 몇 분이나 남았니? 가. 아니, 아직 밥도 못 먹었어? Okay, very good. First solve the quiz, guys, in 5 seconds. Okay, what is the answer of this quiz? What is the answer? The answer is number 3. Number 3. 기억, 니은, 디귿. Okay, let's see in details. This quiz, number 7, is also a quiz about sentence elements like quiz number 6 before. Sentence elements. Because in the last sentence, last sentence, 아니, 아직 밥도 못 먹었어? 아니, is not an adverb, but an independent word. Independent word, 독립성분. In the word of 나, above, 몇 분, modifying 분, right? Which is the other word, so do you know that it is adnominal? 몇. It is important to remember that adverb mainly modify predicates. Adverb modify predicate. Like 아니 is said to be an independent component, 독립성분, among sentence components. As the word independence literally has no direct relationship with other elements in a sentence. It can be used alone. Its point, it can be used alone. For example, in 또 비가 오네. 또 비가 오네. Like this. You can use expressions like Okay, understand? So let's move on to the last question. Today's last question. See the next page, number 8. Quiz number 8. Which of the following statements about the example is not correct? Not correct. 보기에 대한 해석으로 적절하지 않은 것은, 옳지 않은 것은. Okay, let's read first aloud. Below examples 기억, 니은, 디귿, 리을. 기억. 어디가 도서관이에요? 저기 도서관이에요. 니은. 농부들이 비 오기를 기다린다. 디귿. 친구 선물을 주었어요. 형 때렸어요. 리을. 스페인이 월드컵에서 우승했다며? 아니, 브라질이 우승했어. Very good. Okay, first solve the quiz in 5 seconds, guys. I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, I will see the next page. You have to see this page to solve the quiz. Do you know what is the answer of the quiz? I think it's a little bit difficult to you. I will explain in detail. In order to solve this problem, it is necessary to understand the meaning of the word 안긴 문장. 안긴 문장. Can you see in the number 2 안긴 문장의 주어에 쓰인 주격조사는 in 안긴 문장. You have to understand this term. There is no exact English word for 안긴 문장. There's no English word. It's something like be embarrassed, or be enfolded, It is the opposite of embedded sentence. 아는 문장 is opposite concept. I will say the term 안긴 문장 in English inside the sentence. I think it's appropriately terms in English. Inside sentence. 안긴 문장. I talked about these concepts in the last chapter 6 and syntax part. Among the contents of complex sentence 복문, we focus on the contents of conjunctive sentence, 이어진 문장. 이어진 문장 we said before, right? However, we didn't have enough time to talk about 안긴 문장 in detail. Let's briefly discuss the concept through this quiz. I will explain briefly. I will tell you how the sentence is structured. Sentences are largely divided into single sentences. In Korean, 혼문장, and complex sentence, 겹문장. Literally, 혼문장 means that the subject and predicate appear only once in a sentence. For example, like the sentence 아기가 잔다. For example, 아기가 잔다. So, what is complex sentence? 겹문장. What is this? As you can see from the word 겹문장 means that the subject and predicate relationship is established more than one time in a sentence. 2 times, 3 times, 4 any times, but it's not one time. For example, in 그는 이 마을에서 태어났고 평생 동안 여기에서 살았다. 그는 이 마을에서 태어났고 평생 여기서 살았다. The subject 그는 is skipped but appears twice. Right? 그는 이 마을에서 태어났고 we can divide this sentence in 2 sentences. 그는 평생 동안 여기서 살았다. The predicates 태어나다, and 살다. 2 predicate, 2 verb appears twice, right? In this way, complex sentence is divided into inside the sentence 안긴 문장 and embedded sentence 아는 문장. Okay. Now this was discussed in the last syntax, 통사론. So what is inside the sentence? When distinguish between 안김 and 아는. Embedded sentence 아는 문장 refers to the entire sentence on the outside that is embarrassed by another sentence inside. Then, inside sentence means that a sentence is transformed into a clause and be embarrassed, be enfolded. Okay? In the whole sentence. In other words, the inside sentence, 안긴 문장, is within the embedded sentence, 아는 문장. Briefly speaking, there are 3 main types of inside sentence, 안긴 문장. Noun, sorry, not 3 times. Noun clauses, 명사절, verb clauses, 서술절, adnominal clauses, 관형절, adverb clauses, 부사절, and quotes clauses. It's 5 types of inside sentences, right? 인용절. Since you already know what these are, I won't explain additional. I think you guys already about this concept. Let's go up and see. Number 2, 니은. 안긴 문장의 주어에 쓰인 주격조사는 생략이 되는 경우도 있고 안 되는 경우도 있다. Is correct. Let's look at inside the sentence. In the sentence of 니은, in 농부들이 비 오기를 기다린다. Inside the sentence is 비가 오다. Where even if the subject, case marker, 주격조사, 가 is skipped. It is not awkward in the sentence. So number 2 is correct. Understand? Let's look at number 1. 의문사가 주어로 쓸 때 그 대답의 주어는 주격조사를 생략하기 어렵다. Is it correct? Is it correct sentence? Yes. When the interrogative word where, when, like this, 의문사 in Korean is used as the subject, it is difficult to say the exact meaning of the word. If the subject case marker, 주격조사, 가 is omitted. If you skip particle 가 in this sentence, the meaning of the word is completely different. Completely. From the question, asking where the location is became to the question of what name the library is. The content of the question changing completely wrong. Number 4 is also the same reason. Then let's look at 3. 서술어가 요구하는 필수 성분 중 다른 성분이 생략되었을 때는 주격조사를 생략할 수 없고 필수 성분이 모두 있으면 주격조사를 생략할 수 있다. What part is wrong in number 3? What is wrong? Yes, right. The saying 필수 성분이 모두 있으면 주격조사를 생략할 수 있다. This part is wrong, right? The subject case particle 주격조사 cannot be omitted, cannot be skipped. This is because even if a sentence contains all the essential components, each listeners took different meanings of the sentence. So it cannot be skipped. In 디귿, if the subject 친구 is omitted. Let's see before. 디귿, 친구, 선물을 주었어요. 친구. We cannot know whether 친구가 gave a gift or gave a present to 친구에게. 친구에게, we don't know. Because the subject particles is omitted, right? And in the second sentence, the right side, 형 때렸어요. 형 때렸어요. If you omit the particle 을, object particle, 조사 is after 형, it is impossible to know whether 형을 때렸다, 형이 때렸다. We don't know because object particle 을 is skipped, right? Now you know how important particle, 조사 particle is how important in Korean. The meaning of particle changes completely depending on whether you write or skip. Okay, guys, it's the last moment and the last greeting to me. So far, we solved today 8 quizzes related to morphology and syntax together. As you solve, I hope that the grammar theory you have learned to meantime will be summarized and reviewed perfectly. And I hope that the 8 grammar theory part with me in online class was useful time to you guys. If you want to be good at Korean grammar theory, please remember, first of all, you need to read a lot of sentences, Korean sentences, and text, context. And it's important, please reveal and expose every time, everywhere, every day. And then get used to Korean expressions. I hope you enjoy to studying Korean and Korean grammar theory. You are worked very hard all this time. I'm very thankful to you guys. Goodbye, everyone. Always take care. Thank you.